So here's today's update on my gut microbiome journey. I actually woke up today doubting myself. I really questioned what I was doing and if I was doing the right thing and if this was my purpose and if I was just making this all up. Really interesting. And I am so grateful that I recorded those raw videos in the moment because when I read through my journals and read through all the writings that I did at that time, while they're powerful, they don't really capture the emotion that I felt in that moment in the same way that obviously my videos do. And it takes me back to that very moment, and I remember why I decided on this experiment and those feelings that I had. But more importantly, what I thought was really interesting is that this whole experiment is about learning to trust myself and to trust the universe. And here I am doubting myself again. It was a very minuscule doubt compared to like previous doubt. This wasn't like very strong, but it was just observing that moment of doubt and just realizing that this is exactly what I am setting out to recondition, to change within myself. So again, I love this experiment because it's serving its own purpose. I'm also realizing a lot of the self-talk that happens that I'm not realizing in the moment, but if I give myself the space and time to reflect, I can see how I might be making decisions not from my gut instinct, but from my ego. So I was super hungry and I had a lot to do, and it was just one of those busy days. And what happens with me, like food's really like top priority for me, and lunch is a really big meal for me. I tend to eat lunches, but not so much a dinner. My intermittent fasting schedule goes to be skewed towards the morning, where I eat in the morning and I have my biggest meal of day for lunch, and then if I have anything later, it's light. And lately I have been really off schedule, I think. I'm not sure what it is. I think it's just body adjustments and things like that. But I've also been really busy. Like there's just been a lot of schedule changes. And as a result, I can sometimes get really busy in the day because I've got clients booked. I have, my daughter's homeschooling. I've got, lots of things. And the middle of the day, I can be running from one thing to another. And I want to eat, but in this effort to eat consciously, I was putting off my lunch. Now, I don't know if it was the emotion and the release, and it's also a little bit of the cold weather, but I was just craving something a little more grounding and nourishing and comforting. And so I decided to make myself a vegan mac and cheese. Now, if you've ever had my vegan mac and cheeses are killer. They are so good, made with butternut squash, and I've been using sunflower seeds and walnuts to make the sauce. It is loaded with just so much nutrition. I put tons of veggies in my mac and cheese. I used a little bit of just gently sauteed kale and raw cabbage and arugula. And the worst thing in there was these gluten-free elbow noodles made of, I think it was brown rice flour. So that was the worst thing there, which isn't so bad. Sometimes when I make mac and cheese, I will do it with a vegetable and, like zucchini noodles or something like that. But it's not quite the same texture as like the elbow noodles. I'm working on that. I'm working on something. So stay tuned for something more plant-based and fun. But this is what I wanted for comfort food. I also put in a Beyond Meat burger, so that wasn't exactly, you know, it's not the worst, but again, it's still processed. So, it takes time. I have to roast the butternut squash. I got to make the sauce. I got to make all the components. And I had the squash roasted, or actually I hadn't had it roasted yet. I was putting it in the oven, and I go to the kitchen, and I am hungry, and I'm wondering if I should have a snack. And I find myself in my head questioning, like, should I have a snack? Should I not have a snack? Is a snack going to ruin my lunch? What am I going to do? And, there were these dumplings there, these really beautiful vegetable dumplings that, there's not really too much bad in there, freshly made, really nice. And it was sitting there with this dipping sauce. And I don't know if my husband must have made them, and maybe he made too many and he didn't eat them, and they were just sitting there. And I was like, should I have these? Should I not? Should I have these? Should I not? Oh, I can just have one. One's not going to hurt me. And so I eat one, and then I eat all four. And, it was fine. It wasn't necessarily like bad, but I was questioning, like, did I make the right decision? Should I have eaten those? And I come back and I start to write in my logbook about what I had eaten. And I'm like, was that my gut instinct? What was my gut instinct? Was it to eat them or not eat them? Was it to, what was I thinking? Like, what was the best decision for me? And then I suddenly remembered I had actually gone to the kitchen not only to put the butternut squash in, but my gut instinct was to eat a cucumber. My gut was telling me, go get a cucumber, snack on a cucumber. It's full of water, you feel hydrated, you're chewing something, it's nice and crunchy, you're eating something, you get a little bit of fiber, it's gonna just give you what you need to feel satisfied until you get the meal that you want. But because I had completely ignored that gut instinct where I was like, oh, do I want a cucumber? Do I want a snack? Should I snack? And my conversation in my brain turned from not should I have a cucumber or not have a cucumber, is it should I have a snack or not have a snack? And then being presented with this other food option there that was a, snack that my brain was like, why don't you have that snack? And so I did not listen to my gut, and my mind diverted the conversation to something else. So I didn't feel so bad from that, but it was an important, like from eating the dumplings, but it was such an important reminder to me to really stay present with my thoughts, because I am getting the signals. My gut is talking to me. I am being told what I should be eating, and it's up to me to pay attention. So that was a huge lesson, and I hope I can carry it forward. I think it's going to be a learning curve with this, but it's really important that I stay aware, and recognition of it is the first step. So here we go. I'm going to complete this journey.